what is going on here? I mean, why? When I saw on the first look that this is unacceptable. But don't get me wrong, but why are you doing this? This is what happening that I just thought that they should leave the originals alone and now they're going to do rebooting with Ghostbusters 2016. Seriously, guys. But I'm not trying to say. So, hey guys, this is Tybone Skyberg here. And this is my thoughts, and this is a little bit rant video that the ones that I think and I don't like. But I do like it. It's the most of it I want to see. What kind of expecting. Last week, I just saw it in the trailer, and there's a trailer, the first look. It was just, there's a new Ghostbusters 2016. But it's not the same as characters, the one when we saw in the originals. But they said they're going to make... There's what we saw in the trailer. The first trailer came out was for females. I think it's 2 years ago, but after Howard Ramis passed away, and now they're going to do the rebooting. I mean, come on, guys. That isn't unacceptable here. Now... Before I do this, so let me quick on my thoughts on this new trailer, and it's how good is bad in this movie. But I just got a Blu-ray like last year on my birthday or whatever, and guess what? These I own. They're very good movies. The first two films. These are, I own it now. Originally, I just did reviewing the Ghostbusters with DVD and the video game. Unfortunately, I sell it because I needed the money, but mostly I prefer the Blu-ray. It's the same, look at this cover. It looks good. It's a different you have. I'll review with this, and when I got time with it, and you can see it's there, they're a very good case. So, but I want to show you that after that when we talked about. So, let's talk about one of my thoughts in this new movie, Ghostbusters, the reboot movie. So, I don't know what to say, guys. They said they're going to make it a rebooting on the Ghostbusters. And 2 years before was what happened, and I thought it was some kind of joke or some kind of, you want to make money in the rebooting. But sometimes they say they want to make other movies like superheroes, they want to make a rebooting, but sometimes they like, or someone's an adult like it. Now, when I saw it in the trailer, I was covering my eyes and my face drops. I was like, it bothers me a lot. But there's then there's a scene in a few seconds, but it's not the same as that. How cool is that? But the major problem I have in this movie is, but I'm not gonna try to angry as far as I can, but let me clearly understanding why. I don't think this movie it's not gonna do that. But they said they're gonna doing the rebooting movie it's kind of most frustrating and most of it by far. Now, there's a rebooting Ghostbusters that it's because they're going to make with four actress females. I can't remember it exactly because, let me just say that, who is the casting the female to Ghostbusters? But I can't remember the names, so not that I know of, but I do know is the entire scenes, it's just as much as the same as the originals, but the newer characters, it's not. I mean, think about this, guys, because I just don't see why, if they're gonna make a rebooting, then why you should do this. Okay, don't get me wrong, if I might right or wrong about this. Now, if you're a fan of Melissa McCarthy, she was there on this rebooting Ghostbusters. But to me, when I saw my trailer, it's like, it's not even funny. if you recognize her or not, what she's done in the oldest movies like Mike and Molly, or what is the name with the Sandra Bullock movie? What was The Heat? And it's not even funny, guys. I'm not a big fan of hers if I did, but let me tell you, because it's not as the same as the by far. No, I'm not gonna take my money to see it. No. You know, I ain't even on Blu-ray when it's come out already or not. So, I rest my case. So, now, when I saw that trailer, I was like, yeah, it's not that bad. But what I do bad is there. There's a Summer Slimer in the scene in a few seconds. And now there's a destruction in some kind of New York City. And that there's people running around and all that. But you can tell it's there that it's the same rebooting movie. But in the originals, it's there, but now there's a rebooting and they're going to do it again. And there's a beginning in New York City. It says 30 years ago, which means 30 years ago, these four guys, it means that they did it, they saved New York City. Which means that's the originals actors was there. But if there's a rebooting, I was like, you know what? No, I can't even do this. Why they shouldn't remake a movie? But when I see the remake, why not use with the four guys in the same characters? But I know I totally respect with the four actors if they're gonna make the third movie, but it's not gonna happen. That's unfortunately how Ramis passed away. That was 2 years ago. But why can't it even make the reboot movie with the four guys in the same characters, with the different people, they will look like them. Unfortunately, we're gonna do it for females. That's my I have a problem here right now, guys. That's what happens when I saw that trailer. It's it's not the same as the best one by far. Now, the special effects are cool, but there's a Slimer, and then the rest of them, there is as they try to make it as possible. But why are you doing this? The four females, it's not even funny. The ones that say, you know what? I'm not going to talk spoilers or what I told you before. No, because the whole thing in the trailer, but it's a little bit mess. But it's not saying, but this trailer, it's not even saying. I prefer the originals and stick with the originals. But when I see the reboot is with these four guys with the same characters. But I totally respect that the actors would not appearing the same time over and over again in the last Ghostbusters 3. They shouldn't make, and that's what unfortunately how I was going to do that. But if they did it the video game version, the PS3 or PS2, whatever, you can, it's on the releases there. So, was after that, Howard Ramis I totally respect the ones, what would this happen? Now, I did a reviewing on the Ghostbusters, so check out, what I did, it's there. So now I feel, and of course, my movie reviews, it's there. You can talk about it, it's there. Then I mention and then I say there's a rebooting movie or way forward 2 years after that. Somehow, if they're going to do this or not. We'll see what happens. So now, 2 years after that, but they're going to do with four females. And it's not the same. So, I totally frustrated myself, guys, but it's not the same because it's a new generation that I know of. Why can't they even make the rebooting with the four guys at the same characters, but the same actors is not going to do it? So why can't it make it better as possible? But the only problem is they're going to make it into four females. Now they're going to do with that. This is don't listen. Otherwise, don't get me hater or whatever. I mean, I'm totally might agree with this, but I told them myself, and in my personal choice here. But you know what? This is something frustrating me. I'm not gonna be trying to anger, but if I did, why they can make four females Ghostbusters? That's my big problem here, guys. So this is what happened that I knew I'm not going to take my money and see it. No, this isn't supposed to be. But I can totally understand it. But there's a merchandising. There's a merchandise out there. I just saw in the first look of the action figures, the one in the Reboot movie. And of course, there's a classic of the originals. There's this already came out just now. What was Diamond Select and all that. But I haven't made focus on any others. But unfortunately, there's a new Ghostbusters figures, like I told you before. The Reboot app, the rebooting the females, they are action figures. But to be honest, I never bought with it. I'm not going to take it. So they said they're going to build a figure or something like that. It's like a ghost. So, but I'm sticking with the originals by far. So this is what happened that I knew. What was done in my rebooting is, no. You can't take in my thoughts with this, guys. So, I just don't know what to say, guys. But I know everybody likes the rebooting of movies or not. You can tell the name is there. Sometimes I like the rebootings, and sometimes what I don't like is that some kind of doesn't, but lacking enough. Then I did not see it in my life. I never deal with this. I just want to make something. I want to see the actual good movie. So like this year or last year, I don't care what this is because I want to see what this happened. So that's my thoughts that what happens. And this is also a little bit rant video. And that's all I have to say, guys. So I totally understand that they're going to make a rebooting movie. Like, for example, I saw the Man of Steel, the rebooting Superman. They are totally excellent casting what is good. Like, 2013 version, it's way better as rebooting. But this film is kind of too dark, seriously. And then, of course, this year is going to come out Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. But when I saw the trailers, all these trailers is very good, actually. But I know there's haters out there, but I don't mind it. Let's say, for example, Ben Affleck is a Batman. But when I saw the other first look is Ben Affleck as Batman, when I saw it, it's like, wow, that's a badass Batsuit I ever seen. Now, look what happens in Henry Cavill. It's the same as suit like a first film, but it's a different trying to use it. But now Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Wait. Did I say Henry Cavill was Superman? But I forgot to mention that. Now Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, but she was kind of too skinny, but everybody thought of that. But when I saw the Wonder Woman first look, I was like, wow, she is Wonder Woman. And Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I don't mind Aquaman's looks, but it sure looks like it's way cool. So it's my thoughts. Bottom line, don't let the haters say, I want to give thumbs up more. I want to see what the actual good movie, maybe this week was after, and then this, I cannot wait to see the Batman v Superman movie. But I know it's a very good movie. Now, let's go back on what happens, the Spider-Man movies. The first directing Spider-Man is Sam Raimi's version of Spider-Man. So, it has only 3 films. 3. So now, Mark Webb's directing, and they're going to make they're rebooting once. There's only 2 films. And now, look what happens. They're going to do the reboot again twice. And I know it's a frustrating movie. What is going on with these studio makers, Hollywood makers, or whatever? Some deal behind it. What's going on here? That's the problem. Make it cause a lot of money issues. But the only problem is I have at this movie, and I told myself, and I thought that they should make it as better. That they may have and make this happen. But unfortunately, they're gonna do. Like what happens in Spider-Man's movies has 3 versions that's better, and now they're gonna do it two remake. They made it once. Unfortunately, they're gonna make a 1 movie rebooting again. This is what happened. That I knew what this happened. Maybe it could be best or worse. And then, worse than I thought. And I thought Michael Bay, he's directing the Transformers. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so you could tell it's there. I watched the Transformers. It's some kind of an authority or whatever, adult version or jokes on there or whatever. You can tell it's the same as Michael Bay style, like Armageddon movie, Bad Boys. But there's some haters out there that I knew what this happened. But you know what Michael Bay is going to do before they said they're going to do anything? Not do anything, but someone else do anything before was that. Now, Michael Bay is going to directing originally saying they're going to make directing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, same as way back in 90s. And until I saw the cartoon shows in the 80s and 90s, and of course the movies was there. And of course there's a 2007 version, but what quite it's not that bad. But there's a rebooting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. That's what I thought it was. But since that, Michael Bay, he says is going to directing Teenage Alien Ninja Turtles. Instead, Mutant. What is that about? But I'm not going to give an answer to that because when I saw the checking, it's too funny, but it's there. But I'll show you it at that point, or I don't know, you can tell us what's going on several years ago before this just now. And it says Teenage Alien Intergalactic Ninja Turtles. No. That's how I'm not gonna see that. That's how I'm not gonna see that. So, but finally they say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what I saw in the Reboot first movie. But there's some I like and some I don't like. There's a somewhat missing scene where Splitter talks about Splitter's origin story, but there's some clues is there. But it's a missing plot is when Splitter talks about what happens that his pet, Yoshi is a named character, was talking about Splitter's flashback story. But it was being killed by Orokosaki, known as Shredder. That's from the original story. But there's in the Reboot movie, it tells everything in some kind of a science lab, and it's kind of darker, seriously. But that's another thing, this version. But the ones that I don't like is the Ninja Turtles designs. I like the Ninja Turtles designs. I mean, it was kind of good, actually, when they actually cartoons. But now, this movie, the rebooting movie, I thought it was not that bad. And of course, this year, I think it's coming out, was after the first one, and now there's a sequel. They tried something about a good story, making the designs look a little bit different. But in the Ninja Turtles design, and I thought, you know, it's not that bad, but everybody hates saying that it's not even a looks-like. But everybody thought that is saying, oh, Michael Bay, he's making the Transformers the same thing. But Michael Bay is still the producer from now on. But someone else is directing it. But not, everybody's saying, if Michael Bay is going to direct the Ninja Turtles, then I cannot, that's all of my opinions about this. Oh, wait a minute, did I didn't mention it before? Was, the Fantastic Four movie. The first two films is did it already. So, was back in 2005 until 2007 with the Silver Surfer movie. So, when I saw the first two films, I thought it's okay. So now, what is the name? Was 20th Century Fox, they got a whole skipping in the third film or whatever, it's not going to happen. But they said they're going to do rebooting the Fantastic Four. But thankfully, when I saw that trailer before I go see it in the movie, and guess what? It sucked. You know what? I thought it was like, what is that? But you know what? I did not see it in the movie, the rebooting Fantastic Four movie. But it's not as short a treatment what this is, the rebooted one. But I'm stuck with the originals by far. Was the first two films, but I prefer. And of course, remember Jam the Holograms, the 1980s version, the cartoon show? You can find it and it's there. You can find it, it's there. I remember Jam when I was in it at the time was, and the ones I remember is also, I remember what was Before the Muscle Machines, and of course Robotics. or what is the name? I never saw the other one. What was Inhumanoids? It's another thing in story. But Jim and the Holograms, if you saw the cartoon show, that was in the 1980s. That was the ones that I remember it. But I tried to figure it out. But there's a live action version that I didn't know wasn't existed. And there's one person told me when I was at the bowling again saying, it's like, this movie is the worst movie than I thought. And thankfully, I did not see it. The second time, this is what happened, that those movies rebooting, they didn't like that. They don't like it. It's not an even style. They don't have, one person told me it's not any even and it's not there. But I'll tell you what's going to happen when I saw that trailer before I go to see another movie or not. And guess what happens? It's as much as the same the Disney's Hannah Montana. That's just they want to use it. That was just it. No pyrotechnicians, no special effects. They like a live tour, like the actual cartoon show. What about the Jim theme songs? And now they're going to do it at this movie. But when I see it, I want to see something great more. But not these ones, don't want to look in. So, I think that was it. That was just my opinions about this. This is what happened. That I knew what my thoughts. I was talking about the Ghostbusters. I just don't see why, if they're going to make it for females. But I want to see the same characters when we want to see Egon, Peter, Ray, and Winston. That's what I thought it was. In the different actors look like them, but now they're gonna do the for females. It's not. It's ridiculous. I don't want to see this. It's just not. It's not the way treating should be or not. I think that's some of my opinions of my thoughts and some of the rants. So no, not rants, guys, but I'm trying to explaining what this is, what my thoughts, how good or bad. This is my thoughts, what was happening. So I don't mind this rebooting, but there is good or something bad. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say this, guys. So, I think that's some of my opinion. So, what do you guys think? Comments below, click like, and don't forget to subscribe. So, what do you guys think of my opinion is? So, I don't care what the haters or not, but if I saw it in positive, like DC, Marvel, or whatever, you can tell what you want to see. And of course, there's other ones like, that was the one you don't see it. That you don't want to see that. The one I mentioned it before. It's there. So this is Type on Skyberg. And thank you for your timing. And I'll see you around, guys.